Hello, hello. Oh, I'm quite high up, aren't I? There we go. That's a bit better. How are we all doing? Thank you so much for being here. I just need to pull up my plan for this live, which is in my drive. There we go. Where's the fear one gone? Let's do time. Why not? So the first thing to answer is, if you knew you only had a year left to live, would you spend your time differently? Now, I believe back in the podcast when we did this, hello, whoever's just joined, thank you so much. Today we're talking about time and is it our most precious resource? So the question is, if you knew you only had a year left to live, would you spend your time differently? And I would say a lot of my life right now is spent building towards stuff for the future. And obviously, if I only had a year left, what would I do? I think I would definitely increase the timeline on me playing the Apollo. Obviously, I'm a musician, you might be able to see, and you can see my 100k subscriber plaque there. I think I'd try and play the Apollo. That'd be really good fun. And I'd quite like to go to Australia for a little bit of time, I think. I'd enjoy doing that. But yeah, only a year. So I'd go and see all my extended family, all of that stuff. But this is also assuming as well that I stay in perfect health for this year. But if I only had a year left to live, I'd do that. I'd move up the timeline on me playing the Hammersmith Apollo. I'd go to Australia. I'd do a bit of surfing. I basically just take the like the barriers I've put up in my life down, because at the moment, as I say, I'm very focused on building towards the future, and a lot of things that I would want to achieve I wouldn't be able to. But yeah, I would probably go spend a lot of time with family, and yeah, I don't really know what else. Yeah, it's difficult because the other people in my hello everyone, thank you for joining. Hello Libra, how you doing? Today we're talking about time, and if we only had 1 year left to live in perfect health, would you spend your time any differently? That's the first question that I'm answering. Yeah, it's an interesting one because, as I've said, if you're only just joining, I spend a lot of my time building towards the future right now. Thank you for the like as well. Double tap your screen if you don't mind. But yeah, I'd really like to, I think maybe just experience more things. I'd do a bungee jump. I'd do, hey, Jaden, how you doing? Thank you for joining. We've got Amida in here as well. Hello, hello, hello. You sub, thank you so much. My name's Will, by the way. Just tug on it, want two lives too short. Yeah, it's interesting. I spend a lot of my time building towards hello. I spend a lot of my time building towards the future. As you can see, there's my 100,000 subscriber plaque. I've got 379,000 subs on my main channel. Thank you so much, Amida. Hey Michael, how you doing? Guys, double tap your screen. I'm drinking tea. I'm from England, so I drink a lot of tea. But yeah, so in summary to that question, if I only had a year left to live, I would go to Australia for a little bit. I think I'd enjoy that. I'd definitely surf. I'd do a bungee jump. I would go sort of longboarding. I'd retire my friends for the year. We could just go and hang out. That'd be really cool. And what else would I do? Yeah, I'd go and see a lot of family as well. Hello, Salah. How you doing? Right, the next question is, why are we only aware of time when we feel like it's running out? And then there's a quote here as well. The key is not speaking time, but investing it. I guess that means if spending time. The key is not spending time, but investing it. Yeah. So put your time into things that are gonna bring you joy and happiness long term. I think is my takeaway from that. But why are we only aware of time when it feels like it's running out? When we feel like it's running out. Where do I work? I'm a YouTuber, so this is yeah, this is my life. Bed by no worries. um, why are we only aware of time when we feel like it's running out? I feel like with this question, when am I most aware of time? Yeah, it's I think under time pressures, isn't it? So it's when there's a deadline coming and you know something needs to be like something's due but you haven't done it yet, like you're very aware of like the minutes ticking away. Have I visited Africa before? No, I haven't had chance to yet. My co-host Connor has. He travels all over the place. We've got a couple of podcasts on that on this channel. But yeah, I would like to go and visit Africa. I'd like to do a road trip, a very grand tour style. um Yeah, so I feel like I'm most aware of time when I have a deadline, when I need to get something done, and I am sort of I've fallen behind in my schedule on getting it done. But I think a lot of when we assume time is running out, it's not. It's just the way we perceive it is that it's running out because we've got things to do. You know, it's a prioritization problem, I think, rather than a actual reality of time, maybe. Um, we've got another quote here: "Time you enjoy wasting is not wasted time." It's by Bertrand Russell, and yeah, it's true. If you're enjoying yourself, then is it wasted time? Well, no, probably not. I wouldn't say it's wasted. Maybe you could have been more productive in terms of getting things put in place towards your bigger goals. I have never been to Uzbekistan either. Another one on the list that I think I'd like to go through. I think I'd like to do a longboard across Uzbekistan. Um, but yeah, so time is not wasted when you're enjoying it. But I feel like if you're building towards something bigger, the enjoyment out of that time lasts longer, if that makes sense. So you might not remember the day-to-day activities of building it in incredible detail, but you will remember and acknowledge the big result. Whereas I feel like when you just enjoy the time in the moment, those moments are fleeting and you don't remember them as long term. Hello, how you doing? Thank you for joining. Guys, if you could double tap the screen and like it. Also, if you're interested in these sorts of conversations, feel free to subscribe. So yeah. Hello, what city am I from? I'm just outside of Brighton in the south of England. Hey, the Mig, how you doing? Hello, Marvel Gamer, how are you? Thank you for joining. Guys, double tap the screen. Let's get the likes up, shall we? Yeah, today's live stream is on time and how it's our most precious resource, or is it? That's sort of what we're doing. So we've already answered, if I only had a year left to live, what would I spend my time doing, or how would I spend it differently? I would put the brakes on all my long-term sort of business plans and would work more towards just enjoying myself and basically cashing in early on everything I've worked towards. So I'd go to Australia, I'd spend a lot of time with family, I'd do a bungee jump, I'd go surfing, I'd do loads of stuff that I've been putting off just because I'm working towards some bigger goals. Getting hammered. No, I probably wouldn't do that, Salvador. I'm not a big drinker personally. Um, why are we only aware of time when it's running out? I feel like time is never running out unless like you're running late for a deadline, in which case it's the pressures and it's really more of a prioritization problem. And then the key is not spending time but investing it, by Stephen R. Covey. Hey Abdia, how you doing? So yeah, it's what can you put your time into that. Hey Alberto, how you doing? Hello from Puerto Rico. Hello, how you doing? Peace and love to you too. Thank you for joining, everyone. Please double tap the screen to give us a like. We're talking about time today, and the next thing is wasted time. What's one way you've wasted time recently that you wish you could get back? I suppose the easy one to jump to is like doom scrolling on social media. Another one would be, what would another one be? I try not to waste a lot of time. I try and be as productive as possible. Um, I guess I could save myself a lot of time by being watching this stream. Yeah, for sure. Hey, yeah, I'm doing well, thank you. Gayatri, have I pronounced that correctly? And hello as well, the Venoidea. No, the idea. I have an idea. Why was I saying the? I don't know. I'm sorry. Hello from Hungary. Hello, how are you? Oh, awesome. I pronounced it right. Good for me. I hope you're having a good day. Guys, feel free to subscribe if you like conversations like this. We do lots of conversations on the podcast about these things. Where am I from? I'm from the south of England, just outside of Brighton. This podcast is my new little baby. Just doing nothing is underrated. Yeah, that's a good point. However, I don't feel very fulfilled or happy when I'm doing nothing. I have to, like, my mind is constantly on. I think it's an ADHD trait, but I don't mind it. I quite enjoy always having something to think about. And yeah, so what's one way I've recently wasted time that I wish I could get back would probably be doom scrolling or talking about time will tell you talk about. Exactly, mate. That's why I need to do nothing. I do meditate, actually. I do meditate relatively regularly, probably 3 times a week, 4 times a week. Can I teach you English? The only way I could teach you English is by you just listening to this and then eventually picking up what I'm saying. So they're probably the ways that I would wish I could get my time back. When was a time I felt like I actively wasted time? So did I go out of my way to waste time? I do this a fair amount. While meditating, have you ever thought about how everything either is or is not a crab? I haven't thought about it in terms of crabs. I have gone into sort of a, when you're meditating, you just drop a question in and just see where your mind goes with it. I have done that before. Listen to Eminem. Yeah. Advice and business ideas. I can give you some of those if you would like. There's a lot of room to grow in AI consulting. So see if you can speed up any processes of small companies. That's sort of any company worth up to £10 million a year in revenue. And just see if you can automate any of their services or departments just through AI, and then you can save them a lot of money, so they'll pay you a lot. Like, life isn't a crab, obviously it's not, but then if it is, then things are going sideways quickly. Yeah, crab joke. Thank you very much. Hey, Norris. I don't know what I did, but cool. So have I active? So I waste time when I drive. So the way that my days are structured is I get up in the morning and I sit down. I either do some editing. I did some thumbnails this morning. I do a lot of my admin stuff in the mornings before I really have to be on camera. I know I'm on camera now, but it's 11:20. I've done a lot of my admin already, or I'm waiting for people to get back to me. So I thought I'd jump on. Tell a cool how you can help me out. I don't understand. I'm sorry. As Naz said, life's a bitch, and then you die. Yeah, that's how you get. Yeah, what a song. I like your accent. It's really good. Hey, thank you so much. That's very kind of you. Guys, feel free to subscribe if you are new here. We have these in-depth conversations today. We're talking about time. Trying to get a partner or a kid. See how productive you are, lol. Yeah, I've got a girlfriend. And we're very happy. We're holding off on having kids for now just because we want to own our own house. We rent at the moment. So we're working towards that. And then we're going to move over to Cornwall. We're thinking just outside the Bude area because we really like it. But I like to be slightly closer to Newquay just for surfing reasons, really. I'd like to get more into that. I've never actually been surfing, but it looks like really good fun. Only gay's name? I don't know. I think what's the most common gay name for men? Is it Matthew? I think it's Matthew. Um, So when did I actively waste time? I waste a lot of time by going out for drives. So in the morning I do my admin work, and then after that I need a little break before I get into making videos. So I go for a drive, and sometimes I don't have anywhere to go, so I will just drive to Tesco's, pick something up, and then drive back. You know, just to sort of like yesterday I got myself a bacon butty and a cup of coffee, just to get out the house and sort of see the world a little bit, get some vitamin D, even though it's vitamin grey in England. You're from India. Hi, welcome to the stream. Thank you so much for joining, guys. Double tap the stream and give us a like if you're new here. This is my podcast channel with my co-host Connor. My name's Will, and that's my main channel's plaque over there. We've got 379,000 subscribers over there, so that's exciting. You've got a silver play button. I do. I want to turn it to a gold one though. So maybe next year we'll hit 1 million subs, hopefully. Thank you for accepting. Hey, no worries. Like done. Awesome. Thank you so much. Guys, we're almost at 10 likes. If you could double tap your screen, we'd hit 10 likes. Cool, mate. Keep it up. I've got to go waste some time sleeping. Hey, no, it's all good. Sleep is important. You haven't quite donated, Loix. You need to actually push the shopping button. In fact, I don't even know if it's turned on for this stream, so I don't know if you can. But if you can, we'd appreciate a donation. Cool, mate. Keep it up. Yeah, seen that one. I'm from the south of England, just outside of Brighton. Yeah, so that's probably what I do when I've wasted time. Donated 4 mil. You're speaking the best, like your pronunciation and fluency. I should hope so. I have been in the UK all my life. So the next one. So was it enjoyable to waste the time? It wasn't enjoyable, but it does give me, when I go for drives, it does give me some mental clarity. So I'm able to think about problems that I'm trying to solve without there being any pressure to solve the problems, if that makes sense. And it wasn't used for nothing. So I use those little things as like a little break. You want to become a teacher? Awesome. That's so exciting. Yeah, you can definitely do that. There's no reason why not. So yeah, then social media is one. So here's some stats for you. If you're age 16 to 24, Gen Z, I'm 25, so am I out of Gen Z now? Maybe. Over 3 hours daily is spent on social media. For millennials, so age 27 to 42, is 2 hours 47 a day, so just under the 3 hour mark. Age 43 to 58, or Gen X, they spend 1 hour and 53 on average a day on social media. Hey, Abda, how are you doing? And then the global average is 2 hours 24 a day. In other words, 35 days a year or 7 years over a lifetime is just spent scrolling social media. So absolutely incredible. Yeah, to be honest, in England, we're pretty happy to have anyone teach us, to be fair. We're all pretty dumb over here. Next, moving on. So we've got the procrastination trap. Times when you delayed something important, like a career opportunity, a conversation with a loved one, and then grew to regret it. So this would be me. For example, I've got family up in Yorkshire, and I don't see them very often. I saw them for the first time in sort of 11, 12 years. No, 14 years it was. Last year, or maybe no, it was this year in June. I saw them for the first time in 14 years, and it was really nice. It does make you feel a little bit of regret. It makes you think, okay, well, where are my priorities really? Because I've been growing my business and I've been doing really well, but everything's very, very selfish. It's all like I'm building this for me and my family, like my immediate family. So not seeing loved ones and family members that live elsewhere seems sort of yeah, it's sort of the reverse side of the coin, isn't it? It's what is my education? So I've got a degree. That's as high as I went. So I did primary school, secondary school. I didn't do A levels. I did BTEC, and then I did my accountancy qualifications. Then after I did my accountancy qualifications, got up to level 3 bookkeeping certified, and then I was working towards my level 4 when I decided, well, both me and the company I work for mutually decided that it wasn't for me. So they decided not to When do you live chat a day? So it's either about this time in the morning, or it's about 8 to 9 p.m. in the evening is when I jump on, just because I get my other things done in the middle. But yeah, so they got rid of me. They didn't extend my probation, but I had held no hard feelings for them, because the UK, country that provides a lot of help to better yourself. Unfortunately, sometimes the downfall of the native population. It's a syndrome called suicidal empathy. Is it? That's really interesting. I didn't know. I didn't know that. How often you on jerk, mate? I try and restrict myself to 3 or 4 times a day. Um, so yeah, so and then I got another job as an accountant. I worked there for 2 days and then left because it just wasn't for me. Then I was able to come into this line of work, which is YouTubing and being a musician, which is a lot more suited to my personality type, I would say. However, I do have an analytical mind, so I can think about problems quite well. Distraction vortex. Let's have a look into this, shall we? So times when you delayed something important, like no, that's reading the wrong line. Distraction vortex. Hours lost on social media, gaming, or binge watching, leaving you more drained than fulfilled. That's a really interesting proposition. Oh, my screen's gone off. Let's have a look. Got psychologists call this time confetti. Our days are chopped into distracted fragments by notifications, emails, and interruptions. That's by Score in 2020. So we try and cite the sources here as well. So that's interesting. That is interesting, because are you feeling, after you've been on social media, are you feeling rejuvenated, or are you feeling I suppose the feeling I would equate it to is, when you just wake up and you're a bit groggy in the morning. That's sort of the feeling I get, I think, after I've been doom scrolling. So yeah, guys, double tap the stream. Let's see if we can get up to 10 likes. That would be super exciting. It's great to have you all here. Next, we're moving on to time well spent. Hello everyone for joining. Thank you so much. Double tap the screen, get us up to 10 likes. It's showing 9 for me right now. So now we're moving. So today's podcast, or not podcast, but live stream is on time. So time well spent. What is one moment where you thought, this is exactly how I was meant to spend my time? So for me, this is doing the live streams. I find them productive. Thank you so much to whoever just liked. You're an absolute legend. And subscribe as well, guys. If you're new around here, we do podcasts on deep topics. We've done emotions. We've done things like growth. Pressure is coming out soon. We just had one go out on authenticity. We've done rejection. We've done loneliness. There's so many podcasts out that we've done. I think we've done 27 now that are out. We filmed a few more. They're still in the editing pipeline. Oh, yes, I need to remember to have a drink. Well done. So time well spent is, for me, doing the live streams. It's editing videos. It's making thumbnails. It's growing my business in whatever way that is. It's running a limited company, which is what I do as well. It's, playing pub gigs is productive, because not only does it pay, it's sort of experience in making sales and talking to people, which is super important. Social skills will get you so far in life. It's unbelievable. And it just gives me another string to my bow as well. I enjoy playing guitar, so that's not a waste of time. This morning I've been learning the song Daisies by Justin Bieber. It's got some really interesting picking to it, so and rhythm. So that's been good fun to do, and not a waste of time. It all works towards the bigger goal. This is why I always say to people, if you're thinking about starting a business, I think you should take a month off not doing anything, because what you fill your time with when you're doing nothing is what you want to be doing. So I did that when I stopped being an accountant. I did it for a year. I didn't do anything. I didn't work for anyone. I helped out the local tennis club because I enjoy doing that, and I still do that even now, with 379,000 subscribers on my main channel. I still go and do it because I enjoy it. Can you do DMX where the hood out on guitar? I can't do that one. I can do X Gone Give It to You. Then so it's important to work towards something that you are passionate about, because not only do you then have unlimited energy, and it puts you in a better position than everyone else because you are able to just keep going, keep going, going. And when things get tough, it's just part of it for you. It's like when you're learning a song on the guitar, it might be difficult, but you don't stop because you enjoy it and you want the satisfaction of being able to play it. It's the same with growing your business if you're passionate about it. Is you put loads of time and effort, blood, sweat, and tears into actually growing it, and then eventually something gets difficult, and then you're like, oh well, I've come this far, I might as well continue. And it's those hard bits where most people quit, unfortunately. So if you're passionate about it, it does give you the boost of energy that you need to get through that tough time. And I think also putting everything into perspective, if I had a superpower, in my opinion, I'm easygoing. Thank you so much. That's so kind of you to say. I'll try and be easygoing because when I get stressed, I'm just dead to the world. I'm just useless. So I try and be easygoing. It's definitely something I've learned since being an accountant, because when I was an accountant, I was very sort of, right, okay, bookkeeping, let's do it. So yeah, not really me. But yeah, that's probably what I'd say about that. Just if you're passionate about something, you can get through the hard times, and it does make it makes it easier, not easy. There's nothing that's truly worth having in life that is completely easy. Hello, Reluctant Gamer. How you doing? Thank you so much for joining. Welcome to the Beneath the Noise channel, and thank you for the like. I assume it was you as well. But yeah, it's great to have you here. I'm talking about time today. You subscribed and liked. Thank you so much. So then after this, so what's a moment I thought this is exactly how I was meant to spend my time? So yeah, that was the question, and the answer is, well, whenever I'm doing YouTube, whenever I'm doing something I enjoy, whenever I feel like I'm being charitable or giving back, I really enjoy doing that. Nice room. Thank you so much. It's my studio. I run another channel and it's got 379,000 subs, but I'm trying to grow this one because I love this podcast channel. I think it's got a lot of legs. So yeah, looking forward to this blowing up over the next couple of years. Positive psychology research shows people feel more satisfied when time is spent in flow states. Yeah, the LED lights are really easy to set up. I just went to Tesco's, which is a supermarket here in the UK, and yeah, you just peel off the back of it so it's sticky, and you just stick it around the wall. It does mean that I have to repaint before I move out of this flat, but yeah, really easy to set up, and I just plug them in over there. So it's great. So that makes sense. If you're in a flow state, you were satisfied. You're in it. You know, I didn't measure the size. I got 5 meters, which was enough to do that wall, and then just around the corner. And then if you look just around the corner, it sort of falls away. But yeah, that's all good. It's enough for what I need on camera. So yeah, flow states. I probably get in a flow state twice a day, really. I do it once when I'm recording and once when I'm editing, would be probably when I'm in it. But today I've already been in a flow state twice, to be fair, with doing thumbnails as well as learning that song Daisies on guitar. So yeah, it's right, actually. I would agree with the quote of yeah, what the psychology research shows, which is people feel more satisfied when they spend their time in flow states. It's by Csikszentmihalyi of 1990 is when that research was done. What's my channel about? My main channel is about music, and I just play songs and do covers and things. You love my videos? Thank you so much, MG, or you love our videos. It's me and Connor on this channel. My name's Will. But yeah, this channel is about sort of deep conversations. Do you not get? I don't game, really. It's not a massive interest of mine. The only game I will play is GTA 6 when that comes out, because I've been waiting pretty much all my life for that. So yeah, looking forward to that. But yeah, this channel is about deep conversations. We've spoken about emotions, so we did an emotions overview, but we've also done like fear, we've done growth, loneliness, rejection, pressure, authenticity. We've done deep dives on me as an individual and running my YouTube business. We've also done deep dives on Connor and how he's traveled the world and how there's still more places that he wants to go. So yeah, that's sort of what we do here. And we enjoy it, guys. If you are new, please double tap the screen and give us a like. It just helps this stream get out to more people. Spent in flow state, yeah. And then tell me a time when you felt like you spent your time wisely. So there's a few extra notes here, which I'm guessing Connor put together, which are connection slash shared experiences. So shared experiences that I've had would be whenever I've been on holiday with my girlfriend. It's been really good fun. We recently just went to Wales, and there was a hot tub there, and I love hot tubs. Hello, Soida. Is that how I say your name? Amin Hahi. Hello, how are you doing? Thank you so much for joining. Guys, double tap the screen if you are new. It helps push it out to more people. I'd love to try and help more people if I can. So yeah, so we went to Wales, we've been to Gran Canaria together, so that's really good. But also just the simple things. Like I love going to Tesco's cafe and just sort of having a sit down and a nice chat is really nice. Yeah, please hit the like button. It does help grow the channel. Also consider subscribing to support the channel. Yeah, exactly. Thank you so much for your support. Um, so yeah, and then so that covers travel as well, I suppose, but I only travel when it is a shared experience. I've not been solo traveling ever. Investing in growth. So I suppose that I mean personal growth rather than financial. I do a lot of financial investing, but personal growth. I think, yeah, if I had a superpower, it would just be putting things into perspective. So I'm very aware of where I sit in the universe and how anything I do is really relevant most of the time, or all of the time, really. It's so then it's like, okay, well, how can I make sure I have relevance in the world? So what I do to help with that is I think, okay, well, whenever I'm walking around, I'm just going to smile at people because smiles lift people's mood, right? So that's a good start. And then the people that are closest to me, it's like, okay, how can I help these people out in their individual lives so I have an impact? That's another thing that I think to try and do. And so that can be helping out around the house, which I don't do very often because I'm so busy. But when I do it, I try and do it well. So I'm having a good impact. The other thing is tennis coaching kids. I love doing that in the half-term holidays and the summer holidays. I feel like you have a positive impact because I remember when I was a kid, I did these summer camps and I really enjoyed them. And it came to like when it comes to remembering my childhood, that is one of the things I remember. I remember going to these summer camps and I remember enjoying them and having loads of fun and things like pouring an ice bucket over the coach at the end of the day. I love doing that. Am I going dogging tonight? I don't think I am. My girlfriend's not down, but I am. Um, so yeah, so things like I just love to create positive memories for people. I think that's probably how I'd invest in growth. It would be investing in the growth of other people around me. My screen's gone off again. It keeps going off. It's not very good, is it? Then we go creative flow. Yeah, so that's my day-to-day life. As I spend a lot of time just thinking about new video ideas. I've got to make my short for today. And then just creatively growing my business as well. So working out which staff members to hire next is really important, and sort of yeah, just anything that's really I get to come up with the idea. That's why I love being self-employed, because you just get to, you are your boss. You decide where the business should go next, which a lot of people I think struggle with that responsibility, but I quite enjoy it. I embrace it. It's good fun. So yeah, time you enjoy wasting is not time wasted. Yeah, as we said by Bertrand Russell. So yeah, if you're enjoying yourself, it's not wasted time. That's a good way to look at it, and also it takes away the guilt, I think, from thinking, oh, I haven't done X, Y, and Z. Like my to-do list is getting longer, not shorter. That sort of problem. And but it's not an issue if you're enjoying yourself. Then it's added to your life in a meaningful way. Is how I would probably phrase that. So the next one is time is the ultimate resource. So we're going to look into that. Unlike money, status, possessions, time cannot be earned back. So do you think the modern world undervalues time? Do I think the modern world? Well, so the social media statistics that we looked at of the average Gen Z person spending over 3 hours a day on their phone on average, which is 35 days a year or 7 years over a lifetime. Sort of says that we do undervalue time, but then if we're saying that time that is essentially enjoyed is not wasted time, then if people are enjoying whatever they're watching, then I would say that's probably not undervaluing time. I mean, It all depends on your life goals, really, because my goals are to build like a massive, massive business. So for me, I would say that if I was doing that regularly and a lot, that is probably wasted time. But then if that rejuvenates me enough to then go and work twice as hard when I'm working, then it's a net nothing, isn't it? It's like you're just the same. So if you can achieve the same stuff in less amounts of time, then that's just perfect. Let's have a look. Do sand slipping through an hourglass, it feels like falling. Um, no worries, Abdia. Life expectancy in the UK, the average is 81 years, which isn't too bad, which is 29,500 days. Broken down, 26 years asleep, 13 years non-stop working, 4 years eating and drinking, 3 years on holidays, leisure trips. The math doesn't quite work out on that, but okay. And I suppose the rest is just outside of that time. Work. The average person spends 90,000 hours at work across a lifetime, about one third of our waking life, which is really cool to be fair. And that's from the World Health Organization that did that study in 2020. Looking for trouble, I'd go to the toilet if I was you. So you work for 90,000 hours across your life. It's quite a long time, isn't it? Like, you think that's 40 hours a week, probably, based off of. So, yeah, it's interesting. I wouldn't say that that's because I'd say whenever you're working, more often than not, your working benefits other people. So for me with YouTube, it helps entertain. And with people who work in Tesco's, it makes sure food is available, and farmers make sure food is available. You've got mechanics, they make sure people can get to their jobs to then contribute to people in society. You've got therapists who help people become better versions of themselves. Hello, hey you, how you doing? Thank you so much for joining. Yes, I'm doing very well, thank you. I hope you're doing well as well. Commuting. In the UK, the average worker spends 221 hours per year commuting. That's nearly 10 full days. So yeah, a quick life hack here is if you want to keep improving your life while you are driving, for example, or on a train to your place of work, you can listen to a podcast and maybe learn some lessons. Oh, sorry, I'm yawning. I'm boring myself. No, I mean, this is actually quite an engaging podcast. I think I'll do more like this, or live stream even. Social media global average is 2 hours 24 minutes a day. Hello, how do I say your name? Kunal. Hello, how are you doing? 221 hours per year commuting. 2 hours 24 minutes a day on social media. So is that undervaluing time? I don't think that is undervaluing time. And then TV and streaming, the average Brit watches 3 hours a day of TV. So you've got 5 hours 24 a day on average in the UK of watching digital media. So I'm doing a live stream around the topic of time. So I've got a podcast plan. So we've done a 2-part podcast on time, me and Connor, on this channel, which you can go and watch now. That's available. And I think it's also on Spotify, potentially. I know our first episode is Fear. So, yes, do I think people undervalue time? I think maybe 5 hours a day on average across the UK watching digital media is an underappreciation, and probably I would by extension say it's undervaluing time. I didn't know you had another account. Yeah, I do. So this is my podcast channel with my friend Connor, and we have deep conversations about emotions, like whatever emotions are: happiness, sadness, joy. We've done loneliness, growth, rejection, pressure, authenticity. There's 27 of them that are out now. Got another one going out on Thursday at 7 p.m. So look forward to that. That one's going to be on pressure. Then I believe the one after that is going to be on integrity, which I'm super excited for, to be fair. I've done the plan for that one. And yeah, I think it's going to be a good episode. We have the illusion of abundance. You only realize You only realize what you have, or you don't realize what you have until it's gone. So yeah, that's true. We like I was talking to my girlfriend the other day, and it's like, when was the hot shower? Um, when did hot showers become common? So it was the 1920s and 50s. So we've only really had 100 years of people having hot showers, and everyone's got them now. So we've already become accustomed to what back in the 1920s would have been a luxury. Maybe it's about the fact these things are very easily available for people, so they engage more and more there. Yeah, that's a really good point. Like, it takes more effort to get out than just be home watching something fun. Yeah, no, I completely agree. And you've actually seen that as well reflected in people in pubs as well. So when I'm playing pub gigs, all my pub gigs have moved earlier because everyone wants to be home by 10. I think that was really kick-started during COVID as well, because everyone got so used to being at home and having early nights and waking up sort of, they could stay an extra 15, 20 minutes in bed before they had to work from home. Oh, sorry, I'm yawning again. I promise you I did sleep last night. You sound English. What's the channel about? So this channel is about deep thought conversations. So we talk about emotions, we're speaking about rejection, loneliness, growth. We've got integrity coming up. We've got pressure coming up. We've just done one on authenticity. It's really interesting. We have hour-long conversations twice a week, uploaded on Monday at 7 p.m. and Thursday at 7 p.m. on this channel. And we've got 27 episodes out so far. So yeah, really exciting stuff. I really enjoy this channel. That's true. COVID is a big factor for these. Yes, definitely. All sorts of, yeah, we cover a lot. It's really interesting. We've also done deep dive conversations on me as a YouTuber. So that's my main channel over there. That's my subscriber plaque for that. I've got 379,000 subscribers. So my main job is being a YouTuber. Connor's main job is helping people travel, because he has done a lot of traveling in his time as well. And yeah, we've done a podcast on, or two podcasts on his travels, and he still feels like he wants to go to more places. So yeah, please read the Quran deeply, everyone, because the Quran is the last book from Allah. Okay, well, when I get spare time, I might take a look. So you only realize, or you don't realize what you have until it's gone. So yeah, I would say that's true. So if everyone was to lose hot showers tomorrow, everyone would be sad, right? Especially in the Western world where it's commonplace. Um, so that's interesting. We act as if we will live forever, putting off what we really want to do. That's true. How many times have you delayed something in your life? I'm in East York. Where am I? I'm from the south of England, just outside of Brighton, but I've got loads of family in Yorkshire, around the Redcar area. So yeah, and around Whitby, that sort of stretch. So yeah, that's where my roots are. Can we discuss about why studying is difficult as we spend more time on phone? How to solve these? Any tips? So studying, I think, is difficult because learning requires brain power, and I think we've got used to a lot of technology doing our thinking for us, especially with AI now and ChatGPT. So I'll give you some quick statistics on that. I believe the study was, and I could be wrong with the percentages, but I'll keep it so the first one's first, second one's, so that something like that. So AI, the people that used AI to help complete their assignments couldn't remember even half of what they had written, or even 80%, I think it was. So what that tells us is that you're not doing the thinking, which means you're not learning on a deep enough level, and things aren't moving from short-term to long-term memory. People who Google, I think, could only just about remember 50% of what they wrote. And that shows that it's slightly more engaging, but nowhere near as engaging as the last test group, who could almost remember everything that they wrote without any use of technology. They just used books to do the studying. We don't get hot showers as a common thing yet in Chittagong, the second largest city of Bangladesh. Oh, awesome. So yeah, I mean, that's the thing, isn't it? So people in the West take these things for granted, and yeah, they may not be commonplace elsewhere in the world, yet here we are, you know. Um, So in terms of undervaluing thing, or you don't realize what you have until it's gone, I feel like the Western world would really, really struggle if they lost something like hot showers or even an internet connection. Now, I think so many people wouldn't know what to do with themselves. Um, so do you think the country is overall getting worse, as in services and situations? I'm going to say no, but I'm going to explain my answer. It's scary to think that technology advances, people are getting less intelligent. Yeah, I know it is, Brady. This is a great point. Um, and that's sort of the fear for humanity. You're going to have a few independent thinkers at the top who are people, they're just going to make their own decisions. That's all you've got to do to stay at the top intellectually. Is what the evidence says, because AI, you don't engage your brain, which means things don't go into the long-term memory. Same with Google, but not as much as AI. And then if you just do book learning, everything goes into your long-term memory, but it's obviously way harder to learn from a book because you've got to actively seek things out, which I think is why you remember more, by the way, because you don't want to have to find that page again in a book, so you make sure you remember it. That could be an element of it. So do I think the country is overall getting worse in services and situations? So if you look at how things were 100 years ago, so where were we? 1920s. Are we improving as a society in terms of services? I would say yes. The healthcare now is a lot better than it was in the 1920s, and transportation is better and more readily available. I know the train strikes, there's a lot of people moan about that, but still we have more access to more of the country and more of the world now than we did back in the 1920s, especially for people who aren't uber rich. It's easier for us to access everything now. And if you look at 1920s versus the 1820s, again, a tangible improvement in terms of quality of life. So I like to look at things over a larger timescale because it puts things into perspective. It's very similar to the stock market. If you look at a 1 minute chart, it's very difficult to tell where the stock's going to go. But if you look at over a 10-year period, then you can see very simply if the trend is going up or the trend is going down. But if you just zoom in, then it's very difficult. And it's the same with life. So if you're, thank you very much. I like this watch a lot. It's a Longines. The equipment, etc., may be better and tech, but 20 years ago, appointments was easy to come by. Now it's not so simple. I don't think that's true. I don't think appointments were any easier to come around because obviously you didn't have the NHS back in 1920. So if you were ill, you basically died unless you had money to pay for your doctors. And that's essentially how the whole world has worked. America still works that way, although you can now get into debt to do it. 20 years ago, sorry, the equipment may. 20 years ago, you could get an appointment. Yeah, I mean, you can still get an appointment now. Is it easier? Is it more difficult? I think it depends on your condition because I think the NHS is really good for near end of life and intensive care. I think they prioritize people then. You're a proud American, but your heart is broken watching the younger generations digress for the love and being lazy. Yeah, it's true. This is sort of why. So I'm 25 for context, and it's sort of why I've wanted to be self-employed because I want to make stuff happen for myself. I want to sort of boost my generation's perception almost, but it's a big responsibility to take on. So yeah, but I like to look at it over because as I say, so bringing that stock market analogy of when you're zoomed into a 1 minute time chart, it's difficult to see what's happening in the grand scheme of things. We look at over 10 years, you can see a real trend. So if we look at life over the last 100 years, there has been a tangible improvement in terms of everything. Hey Simon, how you doing? Thank you for joining. And then if you look over 200 years, you see even more improvement. So I would say that 200 years from now, Earth is going to be a lot better place than it is now in terms of services, in terms of accessibility to those services, being less of a financial burden on its users. You're too young to understand my point of view, Law. I'm 45. Try me. I try and look at things with a broad perspective because I think it puts things into perspective. So if things were more difficult 10 years ago or easier 10 years ago than they are now, I would say, well, just wait. Because people were saying probably back in the 1920s, oh, I wish I could get healthcare because I can't afford it. And now it's moved forwards to where anyone in the UK now can get healthcare. I'm 25 years old, Rehi. anyone can now get healthcare, but you might just have to wait longer. So it's become basically you pay for a faster service rather than there's a stopper. You just have to pay for the service, if that makes sense. The world is getting shittier and shittier. I don't agree with that. I think if you compare if you compare life now to back in the 1920s, 100 years ago, life is better. There's way far less disease. Our population has grown, which means it's easier and more successful when you're having children. Although the population is starting to decline, which is generally what happens when civilizations thrive. So there was a rat experiment done, and it basically put loads of rats in a rat paradise. There was enough food, there was enough rats to mate and improve the population and grow it and grow it and grow it. You turn 26 next week, awesome. Um, wise beyond his years. Oh, thank you, I appreciate that. Um, but yeah, there was a rat experiment done, and basically they put rats in. I think they called it rat paradise. And basically, what ended up happening is lots of those rats ended up turning gay, which meant that the population stopped growing once it reached a certain point. Some rats became more isolated and they locked themselves away, or not locked themselves away, but stayed away from food and only came out whenever they really needed to eat. You have big boisterous rats that would start to push other people around, and I think it's a really good analogy for life. If you look at life, we've seen in the last sort of 50 years our global population explode, and we've got loads of food, we've got plenty of people to mate with, we've got basically our basic comforts, as we were saying, in the Western world especially. We've got things like hot showers as a commonplace, whereas they weren't common until sort of the 1950s. It says 1920s to 1950s where hot showers really became the norm. Which means actually, if you go back far enough, if you have old grandparents, they will remember a time where they had to have a bath in front of the fire. It's crazy. We aren't rats, it's true, but the brain chemistry is very, very similar as far as I understand it. So it's interesting to see how we behave in comparison to that experiment. Also, there has never been an apex predator that has survived through until the end of time. Because, for example, we've got the T-Rexes back in dinosaur times. If they were the king back then, they then died out, right? So that they weren't good enough to survive an asteroid strike, basically. And I don't think much biological life is. But there were a few. So, for example, crocodiles have been apex in their little zone of the world for a long, long time. And I think that's interesting, but I wouldn't say that they have taken over the world in terms of population, because they're very niche to sort of amphibious things. Sharks, yeah, but sharks weren't always the top predator. So there was megalodons back in the day, and they didn't survive. But they at the time were on top of everything, but they didn't survive. So I think it's incredibly what's the word I'm looking for? Arrogant to say, oh well, humans are the apex predator and therefore will survive forever. I don't think that's true. I think the human race will die out. I don't think even the plans of going across the solar system will work over a time span of 100 million years. I think it's very unlikely. Yeah, but lions have only recently become one of the top predators, because if you look back, even back as far as, I don't know, when would it be? Maybe 100,000 years ago. I don't know when. What was the top predator before lions? Yeah, there was a large saber-toothed cat, obviously, that was before the lions. So the large saber-toothed cat was wiped out. So I think it's arrogant to assume that the top predators now will be top predators forever, because as well, things evolve. Like, that's how we've got here. If we're working off of the same line of assumptions that evolution is real, with what Charles Darwin said, then people who say the world is getting worse because there are bigger problems now, but you also got to remember a lot of problems, Also not imaginable 100 years ago, so these problems are luxury too. Yeah, it's true, exactly. I mean, it doesn't make it any nicer to experience problems, and when you're having difficulty in your life, it doesn't make it easy to get through. But you've got to remember, like, what was the life expectancy back in 1920, you know? Life expectancy. I'll do it for the UK in 1920. Yeah, it was 56 and 59, 56 for males and 59 for females. And now, if you look at the life expectancy on average is 81 years. So that's improved. So that means disease has become less rampant throughout the UK. So that, I think that's super interesting. I think it's arrogant to assume that humans will be top predators forever. I think it's very possible that we die out because of that rat experiment and how everything went with that. Um, we're already seeing people that are more anxious and more likely to be reclusive, and you've got more people choosing to be gay, which there's not a problem with, but obviously from a population standpoint, there's going to be less babies made. So then you can see the population start to decrease. If you think if everyone decided to only have one child within a generation or within a lifespan, sorry, you'd see the whole population halve. So all you've got to do is have like a third of the population not having kids, and you see the population dip. And then the same thing happens again, same thing happens again, same thing happens again. You're only like 5 generations away from humans really struggling. Life expectancy was so low because of child mortality. Yeah, exactly. So we've got better at what's the word? Midwifery, I suppose, and keeping children healthy. But I think it's also a nutrition thing. I think people have more nutrition now, so the babies are healthier when they're born to start off with, rather than them facing immediate disease. But also, I think the life expectancy of mothers as well, because I think it was a lot more likely for mothers to die during giving birth back then, because they didn't have the care and aftercare for them. So I think, yeah, I think life is a lot better now than it was back 100 years ago. And I think 100 years ago it was a lot better than it was 200 years ago. So things are going in the right direction. It's just, you have to look big picture. Yeah, that's because of medical science. Yeah, exactly. So we've just improved and improved and improved. And now with AI as well, I don't think it's unreasonable to assume 5 years from now, you'll be able to get a computer model that will be able to have a look, do a full body scan, will be able to unwrap you in the computer system and say, you've got this weakness which makes you susceptible to these diseases, therefore take this pill, and we can just adjust your genes to make you less susceptible to those diseases. And I feel like we'll see the lifespan increase to 150 to 200 within the next sort of 10 years, just because you can have so much better medical care with that sort of technology available. What else was I going to say on that? Yeah, so then I have a belief that it will get to a point where our people in charge will have to put potentially an age cap on humans, because if that's the case, like, you imagine if your great grandfather was still alive, how much larger the population would be. It's crazy, isn't it? I wonder what other genes they would deem unfit and edit out. Well, yeah, they could change anything. You know, it's sort of the thing you can decide, because obviously there's a what was I going to say? There's like certain people who are genetically better built for putting on muscle, for example, and there's people that are genetically more susceptible to being fat and obese. So what you could do is you could swap out those genes, and then the people that like to eat a lot of food are more likely to have a higher metabolism because you've programmed that into the genes. So it's gene editing, I think, is going to be a big thing going forwards. It's unreasonable to assume humans won't make the Earth unlivable. No, I think that's likely. That was sort of my previous point. Was I don't think humans will be apex predators forever. I think we'll be the source of our own destruction. But in the meantime, all the data says over 100 years, 100 years, 100 years, 100 years that things are improving. So it's like saying, oh, well, the stock market could crash tomorrow. I suppose, and it's, while yes possible, I feel like it's unlikely, But yeah, do you think artificial intelligence is now a benefit to mankind? I feel like it is. I feel like, especially in the medical field, um, I think maybe in terms of, I don't know if you've heard about dead internet theory, but it's basically where AI makes so much content that you're just watching a computer make content to put on itself. I saw a thing the other day as well about AI music on Spotify. So if you don't know, there's playlists on Spotify of AI music, but then because the people who program those songs using AI want those songs to have streams, they pay to have bots listen to the AI music. So you've essentially got bots listening to bot music. A more enlightened dark age. Yeah, basically. I reckon we're heading into a dark age. Yeah. Depends what you mean by dark age, to be fair. But yeah, I mean, I can't believe it, but I've done an hour. I've done an hour discussing this. Shall we see how many subscribers we're on? So we were on 104 when I started this live stream. Guys, feel free to subscribe if you are new. Genetic monsters roaming around as weird AI spirits giving advice. Yeah, literally. Here we go. Let's have a look. How many subs are we on? Oh, 115. Let's go. Thank you so much, guys. You were absolutely awesome. Feel free to check out some of our podcasts. Yeah, it's a 1 of 10. It's got a good click-through rate and it's getting more watch time as well, which is awesome. Thank you so much for watching this live stream. If anyone did want to subscribe now, I am watching the live ticker, so I'll be able to thank you when you subscribe. If you could just double tap the live stream as well just before the end, see if we can get up to 20 likes. I know that would make Connor, my co-host, happy. I'm thick as well. Hey, thank you so much to whoever just subscribed. You're an absolute legend. It means a lot to have you supporting this channel. And another one, thank you so much. That's so kind of you. We are now only 3 subscribers away from 120. And a like on the stream as well. That's so kind of you. Thank you so much. So yeah, in summary, this live stream has been on time. And we've discussed sort of if we think time is undervalued, what I would do if I only had a year left to live. Hey, thank you so much. We've got another subscriber. We're now only 2 away from 120. So we've discussed these things, and I think we also at the end had a little bit of back and forth Q&A in the comments. I hope everyone was all right with that. I know that sometimes people. Oh, thank you so much for the like as well. That's so kind of you. You're gay. Awesome, Derp. Thank you so much for joining the stream. We've got another subscriber. Thank you. Dark Pixel, hello, how are you doing? Thank you for joining the stream. We're now 2 subscribers away from 120, so if you can subscribe, it would mean a lot to me and especially my co-host Connor. Just wanted to say how much I appreciate all the hard work and effort you put into every single video. You deserve 100 million views. Oh, that's very kind of you to say. Thank you so much. If you are new, feel free to subscribe. We're 2 away from 120 subscribers. And yeah, super excited about the future of this channel. So Mick, hello, how are you doing? Dark Pixel, I can't understand that, I'm sorry. You look like a DJ, Alok. I'm not a DJ, I'm a musician though. That's my main channel, 379,000 subscribers on there. Hey, we're only 1 subscriber away now from 120, so if you can subscribe, that would be incredible. As I say, today we have done a podcast on time, and we spoke about, yeah, sort of also probably the state, I would say, of the world, but state, yes, I'm 25. You subscribe, thank you so much. Dark Pixel says I've come back. Oh, awesome. So yeah, we've spoken about sort of humanity, I would suppose, and sort of where we are. Do we think things are improving? Do we think they're declining? I put forward the idea that 100 years ago things weren't as good as they are now. And you're back, awesome. And 200 years ago, things were worse than they were 100 years ago. So I think over the big picture view, things are definitely improving, but it obviously doesn't make it feel any nicer when we have hardships that we go through, because everything's relative. You know, if you've been born into a world where certain things are normal, and then suddenly your normality or idea of life is stripped away from you, then that is obviously going to be troubling no matter what year you're in, you know. But as a general consensus, I would say things are better now than they were 100 years ago. Guys, we need 1 more subscriber to hit 120, so if you can subscribe, that would be absolutely amazing. You got awesome taste in music, thank you so much. Yeah, if you could subscribe, we're one away from 120. I'm from the south of England, just outside of Brighton. So if you see me walking around, feel free to come and say hi. Thank you so much, Crimson Diamond. I love your name. Something about the word crimson that I really like. There's a song called Crimson by Chase Goring that I like as well. But if you are new, guys, feel free to subscribe. We're on 120. We've just hit it. Thank you so much. That's so kind of you. I really appreciate the support on this channel. I know my co-host Connor will as well. This is his first proper YouTube journey. So yeah, he's going to be super happy that we've achieved this goal today. We've gained 16 subscribers on this live stream, and it means a lot. Thank you very much. I am going to end the live stream there because I need to save my voice for my videos that I've got to do for my main channel on Will Taylor. And yeah, I shall see you all probably tomorrow. If not, there's definitely an episode coming up on Thursday at 7 p.m. In the meantime, check out our podcasts. We've done 27 of them. Hey, we gained another subscriber. Thank you so much. Things are more convenient now. Yes, definitely are. Yeah, check out all the 27 podcasts that we've done. The ones with like the blue thumbnails, I've really been enjoying making those thumbnails. So let me know what you think of those in the comments as well. I took your advice and I'm now doing a poo. Awesome. Glad that you've followed through from that advice. Thank you so much for watching, everyone, and I'll see you all later.